evasive maneuvers to protect the bombers.
I still remember how things happen in a dogfight. The sound of the engines and where you were able to see aircraft burning and falling down, people jumping from their aircraft in a parachute. To this day, I go back, and think about that situation. It's a big mix-up there with aircraft going all over the sky. People trying to shoot each other, and you are watching what is happening. Your heart is pounding, and you see bullets flying in front of you there and try to avoid being hit. And it is really a condition that I have never forgotten.
The aerial duel is over within minutes. Paisano and the 4th destroyed 9 enemy aircraft before forcing the Luftwaffe to retreat. With the skies now clear, they escort the weary bombers back to the English coast, where the groups split apart and return to their separate bases.
I can't believe we made it back. It's such an intense rush of relief. But the feeling wears off pretty quickly when I ask about Griffith's plane. No one knows anything. No one is sure what happened. But if a plane doesn't return within a couple hours, you know it's never going to return. I can't imagine what the Griffith family might be doing right now. Thousands of miles away, they have no idea that their son may be dead or dying right now. What will his parents do when the telegram comes saying he's missing in action? God, what would anyone say to my own family if they got the news that I was missing? The waiting. The not knowing whether you're alive or dead. I think it has to be better to be told your son has just died. And that's it.
Well, what you do, you go to the bar and get drunk. Yeah, that's what happens. I mean, my relief was the fact that I know the person was gone, my best friend was gone, and all I could think of, what the hell, just go to the bar and down a bunch of scotch, and then you go to bed and you don't worry about it anymore. And then you worry again the next morning or the next day, and you worry the rest of your life because you know that the inevitable, you're never going to see him again. That's one of the facts of life.
London is an embattled city. German bombs have destroyed much of it. Here, the war is personal. We have an office in the London Times
building. We were down in what was known as the City, at the end of Fleet Street. You could see the devastation everywhere. No place that hadn't been hit or bombed, and it was disturbing.
All you have to do is take one look at the men and the women in the street. Mothers and wives who have lost loved ones, whose families and homes have been destroyed. And you can understand how passionately they hate Hitler. The attitude here is that the Germans started the war. and nothing that can happen to them is bad enough.
On July 27, 1943, U.S. and British forces enter the third day of the combined Blitzweek offensive. Their objective is to cripple the Luftwaffe by bombing military and industrial sites deep inside of Germany. Only tonight, as 700 Royal Air Force bombers depart from bases across England, their mission is to destroy more than just military installations. Each plane is armed with almost 3,000 pounds of incendiary bombs. Their primary target is the German people. The British bombers pound Germany's second-largest city, igniting the first man-made firestorm in history. Hamburg burns for days. Relief workers are finally able to enter the city on August 2nd. They find streets and air raid shelters filled with charred corpses. For the British, who had suffered for years under Luftwaffe bombs, Hamburg is considered a resounding victory. Its total annihilation meant to break the will of the German people and bring the war to their doorstep.
At the beginning of the war, you're innocent. You're stupid. You think it's going to be a romantic deal. You know, you're going to fly over and you're going to drop your bombs and you get the target. It's sort of like a romantic thing you see in the movies. But you change after a while. When the British bombed Hamburg, I thought it was great. They killed 35,000 people. I said, well, that's 35,000 people. That's what we have to worry about. There's a feeling during the war that takes place, whether it's secretly or unknown with you, but it's this. You know that if you kill more Germans, you kill them all, the war is going to end. You know that's impossible, that you can't kill them all, but you kill as many as you can. The war is not a sympathetic
war. I know a lot of people die when we drop our bombs. Might be children, fathers, mothers, and grandmothers. But you don't think about it that way. All we're thinking is if killing means winning and winning means going home, well then, that's what you do.
By the end of Blitz Week, 8th Air Force casualties total nearly 1,000 men. 97 B-17s have failed to return. Countless others crash land in the English countryside, where reporter Andy Rooney surveys the carnage.
It's difficult to get accurate stats on our losses. No one is interested in letting the Germans know how effective their flak and fighters are. But looking around at so many smashed and damaged bombers, we all know.
For 8th Air Force commanders, Blitz Week is a grim awakening. The B-17s cannot protect themselves against the Luftwaffe. They need fighter protection all the way to and from the target. But this poses a grave problem. No fighters capable of matching the B-17's range currently exists. And with the D-Day invasion looming, they cannot afford to stop hitting strategic targets deep inside the Reich. It is an impossible dilemma.
Good evening, everyone. My wire is open for any late word Washington may have on the latest Nazi planes. Berlin radio claims the U-boat sank our aircraft carrying a range.
When news of Blitz Week reaches the White House, U.S. leaders are shocked by the tremendous losses. Intelligence reports also indicate that the Germans are already rebuilding at an alarming pace. Within weeks, nearly every target hit during Blitz Week is restored to near full capacity. President Franklin Roosevelt is outraged. He sends word to England, pressuring his already shaken commanders. They cannot take such extreme losses with such minimal gains. If they are going to continue daylight operations, then they must find a way to make the impossible possible.
Use runway 024, emergency cars are in action. Any wounded on board? This is Tower, I repeat, any wounded on board? Our boat is damaged and the gunner is stuck inside. We can't get him out. Echo 1, please repeat on wounded. Our boat is damaged and the gunner is stuck inside. All main damage is damaged. Gunner is stuck underneath the building. Repeat, we are low on fuel. 2 engines out. We have to land. Receiving the 3mm all the way down the flight path. Release. Do you copy? Our boat is damaged and the gunner is stuck inside. I repeat, this is Echo 1 to Abbott. The gunner is stuck inside.
This is one of those nights when Europe is swept by...
In the face of the disastrous Blitz Week offensive, top American leaders are growing critical of the 8th Air Force. President Roosevelt is considering abandoning daylight bombing and forcing the 8th to join the British on nighttime missions. But with D-Day less than 10 months away, 8th Air Force commanders still firmly believe that daytime precision bombing is the most effective way to destroy the Luftwaffe. Under intense pressure, they develop a new plan, one they hope will protect the bombers while proving that precision bombing does work.
Looks like something big is about to happen. The ground crews are hauling out the Tokyo tanks. That can only mean one thing. We're in for a real long one.
Joe Armanini and the men from the 100th Bombardment Group have spent the past 2 weeks resting and recovering for Blitz Week. Now, it's time to get back into action. Their mission is a dual strike that will send 376 bombers further into German airspace than ever before. Their targets are vital industrial choke points that, if knocked out, will deal a heavy blow to the German war machine. The plan is for 2 forces to fly similar courses as if they are heading for the same target. Once inside Germany, they will split apart, dividing the enemy's defenses so that each group will face only half of the Luftwaffe's fighters. The first strike force will hit a massive complex of ball bearing factories at Schweinfurt.